Dear students, how are you? Hope all of you are fine. Today we will see fourth lecture of second module, emotion and mood. It is the part of individual behavior dynamics. Students, why we study emotion and mood? One of the important aspect of individual behavior dynamics. Emotion is temporary phenomena, mood is little bit long term phenomena that defines the people or employees or executives attitude. Now see what way emotion and mood clarify people personality and other aspect in business. Students, you are studying organizational behavior, which means how individual, group, interpersonal structure effect on behavior, which shape organizational behavior. Ultimately, understanding organizational behavior is to improve the organizational effectiveness, organizational success. Students, see one by one the issues to be discussed in emotion and mood. There are 6 different agenda likely to be discussed to this particular lecture. First one, introduction to affect. What are the emotion in organizational behavior? Third, what are modes in organizational behavior? Why they matter in organizational behavior? Sources of emotion and modes in organizational behavior. Managing emotion in the workplace. 6 different issues ultimately will give you the complete picture of emotion and mood. Emotion and mood basically explained by affect. It is nothing, a broad range of feelings people experience. Affect includes emotion, which is intense, short term reactions, that may be anger, may be joy. Moods is less intense, longer lasting states, for example, feeling gloomy or cheerful. Affect influence how people think, behave and make decision at work. Lord and Confer 2002 define what is the usefulness of understanding emotions and mood in organizational behavior. In organizational behavior, affect is the umbrella term that includes both emotions and moods. It is the general term for feelings that influence how people experience and interact with the workplace, which is defined by Lord and Confer 2002. Means affect, which is one of the psychological construct that define exactly emotion and mood. In OB, emotion and mood has the great significance because emotion and mood definitely reflect on behavior, and that may be positive, negative, that may be very influential. So, see one by one the impact, dimension, types, all these things of emotion and moods. Now, what are the emotion in organizational behavior? We need to understand this thing very seriously. What is the sense of emotion in organizational behavior? As I mentioned preceding slide also, emotions are intense, short-lived feelings that are usually caused by a specific event or person. They are often visible through expression, action, and can significantly affect how people behave at work. Defining emotion in complex issue, but in experiential component of emotion, the experience of pain, anger and joy is central and manifests itself as an action tendency, biasing of perception, or a feeling state. Izard 1993. Exactly, understanding emotion in organization behavior means what we can behave, because emotion reflect on behavior. At particular point of time, what kind of emotion you have and what's your mood exactly. As I told, emotion is the short term phenomena, mood is the long term phenomena. So, you can improve your moods, you can improve your emotion. It may be positive, negative, which ultimately affect on your behavior. Obviously, if your behavior is perfect, that will effect on performance of organization. Now see, more important things, key features of emotion. What is the basic cause of emotion? This is very important. There are so many causes, but some causes we found out, specific cause like as anger due to unfair feedback is very important. Sometimes employees, they are not getting right feedback as they expected. That may cause anger, that may cause some other symptoms. Short duration, normally emotion second to minutes, not exactly its duration can identify exactly, but researchers said that it is second to minutes, it is not long lasting. High intensity often lead to action, like as confronting someone, celebrating. Examples in the workplace, feeling pride after successful presentation, feeling frustrated due to delayed promotion, joy from achieving a target. And I think students, you can understand exactly what emotion meaning exactly, what way we can understand what kind of emotions you have. Now see, what are the modes in organization behavior? Modes. Moods are generalized feelings that are less intense than emotion, often lack a clear cause. The trend is to last longer, such as for hours or even days. Moods are feelings that tend to be less intense than emotion and that often lack a contextual stimulus. I think it's very unique. It's not clearly one can understand what mood would be, what are the causes which change the mood of individual, as definition very much clear, and it's lasting hours, even days. So in comparison to emotion, its duration is higher than, it's more than that emotion. Now key features of mood, like sometimes you can say my mood off. That means you can think, you may not be creative that particular moment of time. And it's long lasting, low intensity, affect overall behavior, decision making. Examples in the workplace, feeling motivated throughout the day, a general sense of boredom or positively. I think it is happen oftenly, and you are motivated throughout the day, and you have the good mood, and you can do all of complex work. You just imagine, in particular day, you are in crisis of bad mood. That means you are not clear exactly what to do, what not to do, and you are little bit boredom. That may adversely affect on your behavior, especially in the decision making process. Now see, mood as positive and negative. Mood as positive and negative. High negative effect may be, that is given by structure of mood, Hume 2012. High negative mood, like as you may be nervous, stressed, upset, sad, depressed, bored. High positive effect, like as excited, elated, happy. Low negative effect, like as content, screen, relax. So these are all the some of symptoms one can easily test, one can easily realize that what kind of mood you are carrying that particular moment of time. Now see, more important things create difference between mood and emotion, because sometimes asks in some exam or being a professional, you must be knowing what kind of mood is required and particular situation, whether you are having good mood or bad mood, like that. Cause is often general or unclear in the case of mood, and I think research are there basically, but it is not generalized. Now see, last longer than emotions, more general. Two main dimensions are there, positive effect, negative effect, but that are comprised of multiple specific emotion, not indicated by distinct expression. It is cognitive in nature, that is your knowledge, your belief is very important in that particular cases. But in the case of emotion is concerned, caused by specific event, very brief in duration, specific and numerous in nature, like as anger, fear, sadness, happiness, distrust, disgust, surprise, usually accompanied by distinct facial expression, action oriented in nature. And I think this is the demarcation between mood and emotion. Students, why we are studying this particular point basically, what is the sense of understanding emotion and mood? Ultimately that reflects on your behavior. If your behavior, if emotion and low level of emotion, high level of emotion, low level of mood, high level of mood, ultimately that creates some kind of difference in decision making process or as far as managing is concerned. Now see, why matter in OB? Why what we are studying OB? Job satisfaction. Because mood or emotion affect on job satisfaction. Suppose your mood off, you may not be satisfied, and your emotion, low level of, high level of emotion, and that may affect on satisfaction. Teamwork, obviously that may adversely affect on, positively, negatively affect on teamwork. You may not work with team in proper way if you have the high level of, exact level of mood. Creativity and performance is very important thing, creativity and performance. That means if you want to create something, suppose you have great attachment with this particular job, great emotion with this particular job, with particular tasks, then you will be more creative. And obviously that may lead great performance. Now decision making, conflict resolution, this is the two different parts of OB, which oftenly we are discussing in different context, defining OB construct, dimensions, something like that. What exactly decision making? In decision making, very important part is that complexity in alternatives and understanding the system approach, what way different context of alternatives are interact with each other, which is giving more payoff. Ultimately that matters. It is all depends on that particular moment when you are working, what's your extent of mood or your emotion. Conflict resolution is one more important thing. It's very common practice of in organizations. Conflict is very common and is very welcome, because variety of opinion that may emerge some new thoughts. So conflict can be resolved if you have the right mood and if you have the right context of emotions. So this is the applications of emotions and mood in OB. Now see more what things we need to study basically, what way manager can be benefited out of that. Once you understand, once you change your mood and what I said, emotions, and your communication can be improved. This is very important. Once you understand your emotion and other emotion also, then definitely you can improve the communication, boost employee motivation, handle conflict and stress, build emotionally intelligent workplace. It's very important part, because major role of officials, middle level managers, those who are interacting with their employees oftenly, that particular moment of time you need the highly energetic and right context of mood. and emotion. Now, see more important things, what influence emotions and moods. I think you just go back. What is the antecedents of emotions and moods? Which actually define emotion and mood? Which actually define emotion and mood? And what are the factors influencing emotions and moods? And I think students, you are very much familiar about emotion and mood, and very commonly we are practicing this kind of issues oftenly every day. Now see what kind of emotions you may have, how do you, which are the factors which affect? There is number one, the personality. Say for example, you are emotionally stable and you are extroversion, then definitely your emotion and mood, that will be perfect. Time, day, week is very important things. You may have, mid of the week you may have, you may be disturbed a little bit, but weekend, say for example Saturday, you may be a little bit fresh, that because of Sunday is there. So I think people are see the opportunity basically. This is also one of the great antecedents. Stress is very important things. You are in stress, say for example. So stress define your emotion and moods. Work event, suppose some of work you want to perform, it is little bit complex or little bit some another issue, some of complicated works are there. So that also define emotion and moods. Social interaction, suppose oftenly you are you have some kind of tussles with some kind of toxic peers, toxic people. This is also one of the main reason why people are having different mood and emotion, different point of time. So these are all the some of issues are there basically. Now students, see how organization can manage emotion through. Emotions can be managed. It's very important. I think it is one of the great issue we are oftenly discussing in OB literature or OB forum and some researches, that basically emotional intelligence. So this is very important. What way organization can manage emotions? Emotional intelligence, if you are emotional intelligent, then it's fine. That means you can understand your own emotion, you can control your own emotion, and you know that what level of emotion is required to handle some particular type of problems. But you also know what kind of emotions some other person are carrying on. So that is encouraging emotional intelligence training is very important things. Fostering positive work culture, it's very complex structure, I am telling you. It's not so easy thing to clarify exactly positive work culture, what it is exactly. I think in particular organizations, every people can't say that this particular organization is having the positive work culture. Some people may be agree party, some people may not be agree with the organization culture one particular institution perceive. Now see what I want to know basically, what I want to discuss you people, positive work culture, that is up to you being an employee, whether you take it positive or negative way. And you have different cases, perhaps you are seeing newspaper and some kind of frontline news, it's like the toxic work cultures, toxic leadership. So toxicity, if the majority of the people are saying toxic leadership in particular organization, that's fine, one can agree, but it is varying people to people. Some people can say toxic, but some people can say no, it's a very fantastic leadership, fantastic work culture. So managers can develop good emotion. That means if you develop some kind of positive work culture, recognizing and rewarding achievement is very important. Recognizing, rewarding achievements, it's very every organizations in annual day, yeah, some kind of occasions we are celebrating some kind of achievement, and we are honoring some of candidates that because of their contribution, specific contribution. This is also one of the main important, promoting work-life balance. I think these are all, promoting work-life balance is also one of the great issue, basically great practice nowadays. What way in one particular organization can improve their work-life balance, and that this way you can develop the good emotion. You can see the different organizations, they are developing the different types of work culture. Some people are giving different benefits for maintaining their work and family, giving some kind of good facilities to their younger, to their elder parents, and these are all the things. So, managing emotion in the workplace is one of the major, it is the task of, I think, that HR official to understand, to navigate these kind of things. Now, see some of questions we need to clarify out of this particular lecture, that what are the key elements that contribute to an emotion and mood. What are the key elements? Means what way good emotion, right emotion, you are happy, you are angry. To catch my point, both are emotions. What way can develop these kind of things? And I think, is it possible, students, could you practice this thing in life, that always you have some kind of positive emotion? No, not at all. Always you have the negative emotion? Not at all. But what are the various factors that may lead the good emotions, which can improve your performance, which can give you the positive energy throughout the day in the workplace? You can identify these kind of things. Number 2, differentiate between emotion and mood. Why do you make difference? What is the need of difference? Emotion and mood. Yeah, people are using both the things interchangeably? No. Literally, practically, and research wise, both the things are entirely different. Short term phenomena, long term phenomena. Seconds to minute, minute to day. Both are different. One particular person having mood of one particular day, suppose one manager, lot of decisions they are supposed to take one particular day. So, that cases, what is the problem basically? You may lose lot of things. Now, what kind of intervention is required? There is no specific intervention there. I think some specific package, some specific intervention which can be used, because it is not much long term, it is happening almost everyday life. So, this is very important, that what way you can deal this kind of things practically. You need the counseling, you need the mentoring, you need the good, suggestions, brainstorming, and realize time to time that how do you cope up with this particular situation. What are the sources of emotion, mood in organizational behavior? Sources is nothing, what are the antecedents, like as getting bad feedback on your performance, like as your performance appraisal has been done, but your review is not good. So, you may have some kind of emotions, that means why your mood may be off some cases. Why does emotion and mood matter in organizational behavior? I think these very fundamental questions for every people. And these are all some minor things in organization behavior. I think that entire organization behavior that deals behavior, attitude, motions, emotions, moods, which must be sound, so that can create very inclusive workplace, that can create very healthy workplace. So all these questions will help you to understand real sense of mood and emotion and how its impact on organizational behavior, ultimately organizational success. Some of books I have suggested, basically you can see all these books for your ready reference, and you can, like as Hume D 2012 Emotions and Mood, Organizational Behavior. Some of research paper also you can prefer. All these things are available in public domain. Lord R.G. and Canfer R 2002, Buis H.M. and R 1996, Affective Event Theory. So these are all some important part of this particular lecture that will help in your study, especially understanding emotion and mood. Thank you, students. Thank you very much.